Hello. I apologise in advance. I don't have a carrot to eat during this video. I realise it was the most interesting aspect of last week's video, I'm not going to lie. But I'm all out of carrots. Sorry, I do have a cup of coffee. So, sorry, is that advertising? Sports Direct. Can't do that. Not because there are any rules about not advertising on YouTube, obviously, but more just I just don't want to advocate sport in any way. You know, it kind of goes against my whole moral code to advocate sport in any way. But anyway, what was I saying? Yes, I don't have a carrot, so that joy is being withheld from you this week. I might have one next week. We'll see. Yeah, I am wearing the same t-shirt as last week's video. I've decided, even though you can't actually see it properly because I'm sitting at a funny angle to the camera, I've decided that this is my Watch a Shit Show video making t-shirt, because why not? It can be my signature. I'm waffling a bit here, and there's a reason for this. It's a very important reason. It's that I really have nothing to say about Holby City. To be fair, it was shit. Kind of the point. And you've had going, but there was this. First of all, most of the characters from last week's episode, the previous one, weren't in this one. I didn't know who any of them lot were, and now suddenly there's a whole new lot. Yeah, the only bloke whose name I did know, Call Me Michael, he wasn't in it, so I was fucked there. Oh, and the annoying, bossy, strict woman from the Vice, she was in it, being a bit of a twat to a junior trainee, less powerful. I don't know who she was, but what she was, but she was being a bit of a twat to her, as was, incidentally, her boyfriend, the junior person's boyfriend. I've never seen a more passive-aggressive, whiny tit in my time. I've got some mates coming from university and I want you to meet them. So you're coming with me. I don't care how much it fucks with your career, because let's be honest, you're the woman, I'm the man. You know, if you really liked me, you'd come out. Never mind that you've got dying patients and important research papers. Nonsense. I guess you're just going to blow me off, are you? Toss it. And she does, right? She blows him off at the end of the episode, and it's presented as some great victory for her, that she's putting her personal life ahead of her career. Bullshit. She's got work to do. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes. There was a scene in which a druggie doctor had stolen some drugs because he was a druggie, and he'd taken the drugs again because he was a druggie, and he was trying to blame the theft of the drugs, which he stole because he was a druggie, on a patient who didn't speak English and therefore could not defend herself from allegations that she didn't even know were being made because she didn't understand the word anyone was saying. The deception was about to be discovered. He was running a bit scared and possibly not thinking straight on account of how he was under the influence of drugs, which he took because he was a druggie. He decided to get rid of her. And he got rid of her, right, by sneaking her off the ward. No one saw him sneak her off the ward because, you know, it's not like it's full of patients and doctors and nurses and orderlies. You know, so he snuck her off the ward, took her down to the outside of the hospital to a taxi. She's doubled over in pain, screaming in agony, crying, begging, in her own language, obviously, but you kind of got the gist. Not to, and he's shoving her, literally shoving her, bodily shoving her into the back of a taxi and yelling at the taxi driver, take her to the other hospital, take her to another hospital, take her to such and such, take her to such and such. Right? And he's shoving notes at her. Here, right, the taxi got there quick. Or was it just sitting outside waiting? It didn't look like a taxi rank to me. It was the only vehicle there that was a taxi. You know. B, the taxi driver never uttered a single word about, hang about, mate, she doesn't look well. Should you really be bundling her in the back of a taxi? In fact, the taxi driver didn't utter a word at all, to be honest. Obviously saving on a speaking part cost there. You know, never pay an actor. When a random bloke off the street who has a valid driving licence will do. Now, he didn't get caught out in the end, druggy doctor, although she did reappear, this patient, with absolutely no explanation. Although, to be fair, there may have been an explanation as to how you see her 1 minute being driven off by a very oddly so compliant taxi driver, and then the next second you see her, she's been wheeled back onto the ward, she's back. Now, there could have been an explanation. It's possible. I think, at one point, slip into a rage-induced warp spasm at the sheer crapness of the show. So it's possible I missed a bit. You know, I was throwing chairs out of a window at one point, so could have happened then. But we didn't. As far as I know, there was no explanation as to why she was back. But she was back. And it all worked. It all worked out. She got fixed up with whatever her problem was, and he didn't get caught out. He did blame it on someone else, whilst at the same time defending said someone else. I'll tell you this, right? The actor in question, playing the doctor, the druggy doctor, who took drugs because he was a druggie, he's very good at times. I'll grant him that. I don't know his name. I don't know his character's name. But he's very good. When he's playing the sort of conniving, sneaky sort of, you can imagine that being a fairly decent show. It's kind of the thing these days, isn't it, to have shows where the heroes are actually villains, with like your Dexters and whatnot. Or going back long way now. Going back a long way now. I'm digressing here, but I don't care because it was a much better show. Did anybody ever watch Prophet? Prophet with a guy whose name I can't remember. He was in Near Dark. Yeah. He was in Near Dark. He was he was the older Petrelli brother in Heroes. I forget his name. But anyway, he was in Prophet, and it was about a psychotic dude who had become so fixated on this particular company or corporation, and he got himself a job there under an assumed identity, and basically with the intention of just destroying the lives of all the top names, all the top executives at this company, through blackmail and conspiracy, and setting them up to take the fall for things they hadn't done, or revealing things they had done but got away with, and just kind of dragging them down. Very good show. David Greenwald created it, I believe. He of Angel fame. Very good show. It didn't last very long. Typically, for American television, 99% of the good shows get cancelled early. But if you can find it, get watched. Anyway, yes. Bad guys as heroes works. It does. And this could work. He lets himself down badly, I have to say, in the scene where he's trying to do an operation whilst high. His his acting in it's just it could be down to the writing, because let's face it, the writing is shit on Holby City, and no one's under any illusions about that, least of all the actors or, I imagine, the writers. But they go through the motions, they're getting paid, they have to. There's a subplot in this episode. Forget about the druggy doctor, I'm finished with him. But he is shit at acting drugged up, which is something of a drawback for someone playing a druggie, but there you go. Yes, there's a subplot about a trainee doctor lady woman who is desperate to go off and get the morning after pill because she got drunk and had sex the night before with possibly her best friend's boyfriend. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the resolution of that storyline was. It was heavily implied that it was her best friend's boyfriend that she slept with, but then she denied it, and then they were kind of babbling at each other, and I zoned out for a bit. But she wanted the morning after pill, and the boss, Dr. Man, not Pratt, for me, that's his name. Now, before anyone says you're racist, right? Because I'm saying that the Black Doctor in Holby City and is sort of a Pratt for me, analog. The fact is, it's got nothing to do with his skin colour. That's irrelevant. If anything, right, the Holby City producers are racists because they hired a black man to play the Pratt analog, right? But this kind of arrogant, thinks he's much better than he actually is, anger management issues, it's Pratt. They so desperately want it to be Pratt. And now if I've got Pratt's name wrong and he wasn't actually called Pratt, no one's going to know what the I'm talking about here. But anyway, yeah. That whole thing seemed to be played totally for laughs and totally for the embarrassment of not Pratt. Which, to be fair, right, he's a bit of a tit, he deserves to be brought down a peg or two, but it doesn't really make for good drama, unless the good drama you're talking about is aimed at 8-year-olds on CBBC. I'm sorry, but there you go. Nothing happened. There was a big moment. The very last moment of the episode was someone ringing someone else and saying, "You've got to get back here. Someone so whose name I can't remember." He didn't say that. I'm saying that. So and so whose name I can't remember is in trouble. Get your ass back here now. No, but get your butt back here now. I have no idea who he was calling. He did say the name. It meant nothing to me. It could be important. It's presumably it's someone who's been in the show before, and is going to come back and say, is it her brother or her dad or her boyfriend or something that this person is in trouble? I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Hope that was presented as being a big pivotal moment, a big cliffhanger, because the music kicked in, and then we'll see. Maybe next week he'll come back and kick some butt and save the day and throw Druggy Doctor out of a 10th floor window. That'd be fun. Yeah. It's crap. It really is crap. Just atrocious. Yeah. I don't know what to say. I think I'm finished. I think I'm done. It was rubbish. Druggy Doctor was half decent until he actually had to act drugged. I've said someone's in trouble. Someone else come back to save her. Passive aggressive boyfriend. Yeah, that was it. I guess I'm done. Again, I apologise again. The drinking of the coffee was nowhere near as thrilling as the eating of the carrot. I realise that. I tried my best. I promise. There'll be a carrot next week. Guaranteed. That's my promise to you. So until then, ta-ra.